You guys like living. Peace, world. How you doing? Welcome to another episode of NYP Talk Show. I am your good brother, Mikey Fever. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. We got super chats. We have merch on the website. And tonight episode, we have two dear sisters. One that you have met on the show previously a few months back. Priestess, Mambo Rose, and Spiritual Ange. Welcome, my sisters. How you guys doing?
Thank you. Doing good.
Yeah, see, man. I know it was a long month of Makaya. We all went through. Happy New Year to you too, both of you
New
guys.
Year.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to have you. I appreciate you guys for coming out on this show tonight very much. Oh my God. You don't know how much it means to me.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Definitely, man. We gotta, bring the culture to the people, man, so they could clear up all these misconceptions of what voodoo is. No, you can't get initiated online. Don't believe nobody. You can't get initiated online. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. I'm telling you. You will lose your money. And you can't buy whatever they're doing out there. More power to them. Get your money by all means, but don't come to people with that nonsense. And tonight's topic, I call it Daughters of the Wa, Haitian Vodou. Spiritual Ange, where you from? Give us a background.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Spiritual Ange or Ange. I am from Palm Beach, Florida.
Oh,
I
shoot.
was born in America for a portion of my childhood, and
Okay.
then I was raised in Haiti, and then came back to America to go to school, to start school. So I kind of had a little bit of both worlds because when I came back to America, I did not speak a lick of English. So I
Oh.
was in that ESOL class and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that was like my childhood. And then, there was a chunk of my childhood where I, was raised like not spiritual, but like regular. And then
Mm-hmm.
there was a portion of my childhood, like, my early teen years where I, because of, my dad passing, I went to another family member to
Sorry about that.
raise. And those particular family members were Christians.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have like a specific direct path in spirituality or, any type of specifics. It was more so like, okay, I kind of, wherever the wind was blowing, that's where I was going. And I tried the Christian route or going to church. It never stuck with me because that's not how my childhood started off.
I bet Jizzy
So
I will.
yeah, my parents passing, and and then in the Haitian community, they don't really focus on mental health, and like if somebody, like you don't ever think about thinking of the child, of the struggles that they go through,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So it was a part where I was just kind of like trying to find my way, trying to figure out who I was as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to understand like where my place was. I always felt like I was out of place, and I didn't figure out who I was. And then hearing stories about my parents, hearing stories about my dad, hearing stories about my mom, and then hearing stories about other family members, the things that they used to do, all this kind of stuff. It just made me like, I don't want to be a part of y'all. I don't know what you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
And the church side of my family, like, I was like, you guys are a bunch of hypocrites. Like, I just didn't feel like
Hold
I
on.
fit
Let me cut
in.
you off before we go
Yeah.
there, because no, listen. Let her rock. Like you just gave us a lot, and I'm like, yo, I gotta find out like more. You said you was born here but raised in Haiti, right? Oh,
Yes.
isn't me as a feedback? I don't know. I think so. All right. So he was born here, raised in Haiti. Wasn't a cultural
Yes.
shock when he came back? I mean, from both sides, like you going to
Well,
Haiti as a child. As a child.
well, because I was a child, I wasn't really sure, but I don't know. I knew I didn't speak English, and I got, because I was dark skinned, the colorism. I got made fun of that, and they would call me African booty scratcher, and because
Yeah.
I was dark skinned, I didn't speak English,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to this school with a bunch of my peers who were Haitian, and they were, it was like this whole
The
self
brainwashing.
hatred. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was so bad. But looking back, I'm like, man, we were
We're
really
dumb.
toxic.
don't feel
Yeah,
bad
just
because I was born here, but once you heard my
hmm
last name, typical Haitian last name, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? That's when the Haitian booty scratching stuff comes out, and
hmm
the making fun of. But let me tell you, my hands spoke perfect violence. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
But these
yeah,
multiple language flying. You get one more here, one
yeah.
more.
There we go.
You know,
Zoclo here, get Momo here. Yeah.
yeah. So I
Oh,
was
I'm
used to
sorry.
doing that.
I didn't mean to
No, no,
curse.
no. Me too.
Oh,
You got me. What films you with? You got me cursing on the
okay.
camera. Like, I don't got that. But anyway,
Bad influence.
I'm sorry.
it got me cursing. That's all good. And Rose, I
yeah.
know we got Rose here
Yes.
as
Mama
prizes.
Rose. Mama Rose. We got
Mama Rose, who is
Rose.
your spiritual mother, your
Yes.
guide. Damn, Rose, you wear so many damn hats. I'm trying to have Rose initiate me too. What's up, Rose? Like
Well, come on, my brother. Come
you leave
on.
me out here like an orphan. What's up, Rose?
Well, come on. Come on.
No, my arms are open. Our doors are open. I always tell everybody if it's you. Your legs gotta get you there. You know what I mean?
hmm
That's all.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
true.
I wouldn't mind coming out there to learn.
No, you have to at least come and join us for a fet. Just to feel the festivities and just all the energy.
Yes. Yeah. Come on.
Little
Well, I'm in New York, so you guys
so
all
close.
still
So
close.
close. Yeah, New
Yes.
York, like literally. I'm in Massachusetts. I'm a few hours drive. Are you kidding me?
From country, I get them.
Okay, get
No,
on that
what's up?
plane.
No pressure. No
Um,
pressure. You
I
making
best.
excuses,
I,
okay?
I, I be seeing Rose getting busy on there when I'm on TikTok. I be seeing she got something going on. I'm like, yo, she is active. She's very active,
hmm
knowledgeable in the culture, very knowledgeable. It's like she's basically born into it. So that's why the dynamic, like then I was present to other spiritual things in the house, but she's born like in a devil, man. Like that's crazy.
Hey,
hmm
there you
Period.
go.
Period.
Yeah, that's dope.
There you
So, so
Everywhere I turn.
it was there, right? So
Mother, father.
you see,
Yep.
hereditary and then
Yep.
lineage. So being that you were born here, went to Haiti, came back,
hmm
your family were not as religious as you put it, right? Those other relatives that were like Christian based.
Okay. Yeah. Because of my parents passing away, I was
Uh,
like an orphanage. Where are they gonna put me? Where they
yeah.
gonna? Yeah. My brother. We were. Yeah. So that was that was the situation. Growing up, like being the stepchild.
Mm-hmm. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Like,
Yeah.
take one tone, baby. You good. You good. You good. You
Okay.
good. You good. So with that being said, we're getting into the first
Yeah.
aspect of question, the identity and calling of voodoo, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be? I know Rose could add on to that, and maybe you could add on from what you learned from other Rose.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be a mumble in Haitian voodoo? Because you're inspiring to be one.
Yes.
Right? Are you all right?
Um. So sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have. This is real. Okay.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. No, I'm.
Okay.
You know, I'm sorry. You know
Okay.
what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay. So
All right.
what it means to be, I guess, a mumble. Um. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I never really understood what it is, or what it is to be a mumble, because I never got proper guidance coming up into this, because it was more so like, and this is why I talk to people, and I try
Mhm.
to express to people that you don't want to be pressured into something that you don't understand. So I will
Mhm.
be completely honest and transparent that I never understood what I was getting myself into, even though people will say, "Oh, you're chosen, you're choisi,"
Yeah.
this is what you're meant to do. But the thing is, it's like, if you don't understand, like, you may feel something, but if you don't understand what it is that you're supposed, this title, this thing that you're supposed to be, this something that you inherited or whatever, you don't know what it is. It's
Mm.
not explained to you. You feel like there is something missing within you, but you just don't know. So when I was told that I was going to be a mumble way back in 2020,
Mm.
I didn't know what that was. I was like, sure, like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'm going along with it, but I never had the proper training, the understanding of what it takes to be a mumble. I never saw an example of what a mumble or Ugon was. Now,
Mm.
even though I have, family members who practice I have Bokos in my family member, so they weren't practicing the way an Asogwe would practice. And at the time, I didn't know what an Asogwe was. So
Mm.
I was like, I don't know. That's not for me because I didn't know what it was. And I always thought, voodoo was evil because that's the part of my family and some of my family members, that's how they operate. They do some dirty stuff.
Mm.
And I thought that was voodoo because of the example that I had coming up and seeing
Mm.
in the stories and stuff like that. So what it means to me now is much different than what it meant to me then, because then I didn't know.
Mm.
So what it means to me now is the example that I was shown. Me and Mumble Rose, we were friends long before any of this. We were friends. She
Mm.
knew me as Spiritual Ange. I knew her as Priestess Rose.
Yeah.
And while I was in the process of getting myself into a situation, um, she was like the example because the way that she operates and the way that they operate, I saw two different things. The people who
Mm.
were supposed to take care of me, the people who were supposed to show me, the people who were to get me to understand did completely the opposite of that. And I felt like I was severely misled, and which got me into a lot of trouble.
Wow.
Because and spiritual trouble, all that kind of stuff, because the misinformation and certain houses operating a certain way and people doing things outside of what the spiritual mother is showing,
Mm.
um, is also what got me into a lot of mess, a lot of spiritual mess as well. So,
Mm.
so what it means to be a mumble is really, I'm not sure because I'm not a mumble yet. I don't feel like I am truly in my heart, but I will say I have someone as an example of who I would like to be like, because I hate when I get I'm such an
No, no,
emotional
no, no,
person. I'm
understand.
sorry.
Take your time. Take, no, no, yo, breathe, breathe. Because listen, do not
Okay.
negate yourself. Do not minimize yourself because you are in good
Okay.
hands.
No,
Okay.
you
This is
You know what I'm
good.
know,
saying?
Yeah.
you
Never,
know.
never. Because never, like, unfortunately, and this is something that
Yeah.
happens in all spiritual practices, you have
Yeah.
people that, as you say, there's different houses that function differently. People have
Yeah.
different um motives.
Hmm.
Some are basically out there scamming, looking for the money. One
Yeah.
vole, vole que vous êtes, one get maman yo. Um, I'm sorry. I'm just saying. No, listen. I have to be professional, but sometimes I turn into my handle Sal Mickey parce que vole sa yo fait
Valid.
fâché. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because these people out here, you misleading people. You have children out here who are trying to reconnect to their roots,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
you got them that prey on people,
Hmm.
Hmm.
sexual deviants also. You know,
Whew.
they give you a bang, but for money and day yo, for money and yo, or expiating from Pushiavo.
Mm.
You see how my Creole is flowing out because these are the people
Yeah.
that we have to
Hmm.
oust out within these communities, and especially it happens amongst women a lot. And I'm hearing it happen with the men.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But because I
Hmm.
know with this episode right here, once it airs, they're gonna have problems. Parce que maintenant, Budayo.
Oui.
I'm saying they have to go for this. No, they have to stop because
Yeah.
we have to change the narrative because you giving this culture a nasty name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
glad you
that's why
mentioned
we
that.
have to be mad.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
why. That's why we have to be mad. It's not about, oh, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to prove yourself. We have to be mad because when you're passionate about your culture, imagine growing up into something. You're growing up, that's all you know. You understand it at its core, and then the loudest voices and the people that everybody else is seeing are the ones that are taking that beautiful thing and they're turning it into something that's completely just disappointing. It's degrading, it's low. And this is why, like, if you're not angry, you don't show what raw emotions and how you feel, and you stand up for something. It doesn't really mean much. It's not always turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? Like, people may not like it, just like how they say the difference between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. One was easier for the white man to misconstrue the message of, And the other one was no, very plain blank, you know, violence. If that's what we have to get to, therefore
Fact.
sometimes that's what you have to get to in order. And even if there are going to be some who don't listen, and those who you're fighting against are never going to listen, but
Mhm.
those you're fighting for, you're that force that lives on forever.
Got you.
And
I love
yeah,
that.
and
I,
that's
I love how
valid.
you put it. No, because talking to her, and I appreciate her vulnerability that she expressed herself. Trust me, I feel I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
Because I have heard horror stories of people that have been through same situations, and they go to these houses expecting to be taken care of, and the people only care about the monetary value, not your spiritual well-being. uh they have you out there looking like a joke. You go somewhere else and somebody will ask you a question, you be like, I can't answer this, and they're like, so who gave you this and this and that? Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
they gave it to me on Facebook. I paid a person $30,000. They told me to fly to Haiti, and next thing you know, they left me in a hotel. I never went to the beat that show whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes! That is crazy.
No,
Yes,
that
it's
story
real.
sounds familiar too.
Yeah. So
Like shit.
trust me, listen. Hey, I'm glad that we're talking about this. And sister, you're strong. You're in good hands, yo. Trust me, you are in good hands. Papa Mystique spoke very well of sister of Mama
Yes.
Rose. Say she very, it's beautiful where voodoo's being led by the young people now.
Yes.
So it's important. So
Our yeah, our
go ahead, go ahead.
friendship was built off of authenticity. Like she showed me her heart before this was even a conversation. I got to see her as a true person, as a true
Mm,
friend. Like, there was no conversation. Like right before I initiated and got into this house or whatever, we already had a friendship. Like, and she always like, make sure you listen to your spiritual mother. Like she would always give me the right thing because I was under someone who was within that house who was giving me bad counsel. And she would
mm,
always tell me, no, you need to go to your spiritual mother, all this kind of stuff. That's why I did not understand what it meant to have a spiritual mother. I didn't
mm.
understand the concept. I, what do I know? What
No,
do I
no.
know outside? It's
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, somebody's telling you to do this. Somebody's telling you to do. I'm looking, like you said, boo boo the fool. And
Mm,
then, but she always drilled that into my head. Your spiritual mother, this is what a spiritual mother is supposed to do. This is how they take care of. So she was planting those seeds in my head for me to understand this is how voodoo works. That's the
mm,
simple, basic 101 thing that you should know as a voodoo practitioner. And if you are a mumble and you are part of the house, you need to understand the roles of your spiritual mother. I never understood the role of my spiritual mother. The past. I don't like to say that word. I don't want to claim it. But that from that situation, this is where I am now. Like
Bluetooth
I proudly say
disconnected.
that Mumble Rose is my spiritual mother because she showed me,
mm.
she showed me true, genuine friendship first. I got to know her as a friend, as a human being,
Gotcha.
outside of, being a client and being her spiritual child. I knew her as a friend
No,
who
it's
was
just important to
always
build
there with me.
you got to build that relationship with the person because this is
Yes.
not a small matter. It's a
Right.
spiritual matter. You're responsible for
Yes.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I'd like to just I like to answer the question, what
Hmm.
is a mumble? Angie
Yeah.
does knows. She knows what a mumble is. I know she got super she got
Yeah,
super
yeah.
emotional.
Yeah, I know. I
I did
understand.
because you just have no idea the things that this person, Mumble Rose, have done for me. Like, it does. Like, okay. I'll
No,
let
I
her
know.
speak. You answer the question, girl, because you already
Right.
know me. I'm like a marshmallow.
Um so yeah, it's like you were saying, I'm gonna Mickey, you're saying like the relationship part of it is so important.
Yes.
The connection, what you build is what I always tell people. And the
Hmm.
crazy thing about that too is also the most risky part of it as well, because like you're bringing people into your space, and it goes, of course, it's both ways when it comes to you're a spiritual parent, and then you're taking in other people under your wing. You're gonna get both sides where
Hold on a second. Hold your thought. I don't know. Do you guys hear like a feedback?
I hope
is it me?
not. I don't.
You guys don't hear it, right?
Let me thing my
No.
mic. Maybe the echo, is that
I
any
mean,
better?
Yeah.
I can hear y'all just fine, but I mean,
You don't hear no
Is
echo, right? You guys are good.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talk, talk,
I
talk,
hear
talk.
when I
You hear
talk,
it?
I hear a little echo.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait,
Hold on,
Really?
let me
no,
see.
no, I take that back. No echo for me.
Yeah.
All
No
right,
echo.
go ahead. You can speak. Go ahead. Let me mute mine. Go ahead. I'll
Okay,
mute
let's.
mine.
How is that? Is that good?
Hmm.
I hear echo in mine though. Let me move my mic a little. Let me see. How is that? Is that better?
Much better, much better.
Oh, that was me. I apologize.
And now you're
That
good.
makes
You're good.
sense. This mic. I don't know this mic. It's new.
Yeah.
So, oh, it's better for me too. So, mumble. A mumble is a spiritual leader. A mumble is a person who have gone. When you're speaking of asogwe, as we've mentioned before, the highest level of initiation. I think we've kind of covered that before, and if we need to go much into it, we can.
Right. Go ahead.
But overall, when you are a mumble, especially one that has other people under them, you have spiritual children, you are a spiritual leader, you are the judge, just like a uga. It's the same thing. You're female, male, you just think about it as one. You're the judge, you are the counselor, you are the ones that people come to ask for advice. You are a life coach. Anything a parent does for their children, that's
Mhm.
also your role to your spiritual children, and of course to your children as well. You are a person who's elevated, who is, we say, the people who are closest to God. Whatever God is to you, bon Dieu, whatever, the universe, whatever that source, you are the closest. You have this relationship that the spirits have put you in this space, in this authority, to be able to provide spiritual guidance, counseling, understanding. And you're supposed to take people and make them as you are. It's not take people to put under your thumb, not take people to control. In Haiti, when you are mumbo, you are ugon, you have your laku, your bitation, your peristil, you have your spiritual children.
Mhm.
These children that you have, even when they have done what they're supposed to do, provide for the ceremonies, provide for whatever is needed when the peristil needs work and all that stuff, there is a point where that spiritual child, if they are struggling, they don't have food to eat, them and their children, you as a mumbo and a uga, that's your child. You are supposed to take them in, feed them, house them, take care of them, give them advice. You want to see them succeed because that's your children. Imagine
Mhm.
you have your kids. What do? You put them through school, through college, you pay for it so they can succeed. You get them the best type of education. And when they succeed, you're happy, you're proud. You want to make sure that they're better than you. That is the true role of a mumbo and a uga. You are making your students you're supposed to inspire them to surpass you. And that is the biggest thing these days, where people are like, they don't want to teach you, they don't want to pass nothing to you because they are afraid that you're going to be better than them. But at the end of the day, you're going to die. Your legacy lives on
Facts.
with them. If you
Facts.
do not pass it down, it dies with you. It dies with you. And this is why it's important to choose people who, well, for people to be authentic, to be real, because us as well, we'll be able to see it. The spirits will show you if you are not meant to be under this person, if you are not genuine, you don't have right intentions, it's gonna fall out. And we always say, at least here in Societe Andes Odonto, we always say, we don't need to light a candle for you. We don't need to do nothing. You betray, you will see it. Because at the end of the day, we do what we do, as long as we do it properly. Those who are not meant to be here, it could be the worst type of fallout. And me, I get so close. That friendship we're talking about, I
Mhm.
do it with all my spiritual children. As long as you are willing to come under me, you are willing to build that relationship with me. You're like, okay, I want to be close. I want to talk to you. We're gonna do it. I'm a super friendly person, and again, it's a risky thing because yes, you have people who come in with the wrong intentions and they fool you. They give you pretty
Yeah.
words, and yeah, it happens all the time. And yes, when it happens, it does hurt me because I'm building a friendship with people. It's like losing a child. It
Yeah.
happens. People have the wrong type of motives, or they believe like, oh, I'm supposed to come into the spiritual house, do a
Mhm.
live it, and then I'm supposed to start being Harry Potter. And it's like, I don't understand where people get that from.
Mhm.
It's a journey. It is a very serious journey. Everything that you're doing is with purpose. If you're going to become a great leader, you have to be trained properly. And in the spiritual
Facts.
world, there's no shortcuts. So to be truly a ugar and a mambo, you must go through it, the proper channels. The journey has to be the way it's supposed to be, because that's how you understand. If my my elders, if my uncle, my mother, my they all like rushed, if they cut corners with me, I would never be able to be the person that I am today, because it'd be so easy for me, especially because I grew up in it. It'd be so easy. I wouldn't really give a damn, I wouldn't care. But because I understand, like, there are certain things like, oh yeah, there's things that I could talk to you about if you're not, this level of authority, and then there's this and that. Those principles matter, no matter if that's your blood child, your niece, whoever they are. You treat them exactly the same, or a complete stranger. It's the same thing. And keeping that whole, you treat everybody the same with honor and respect, is voodoo, and it's also a mumble and a uga.
Beauty said, "Oh my God, she's so passionate when she speaks. You can feel it." I was about to.
Ooh,
Well, I que more than Wheeler. I was like, "Oh shoot, I'm about to
you so
have
silly.
I'm about to have a moment." I was like,
I can't.
"Nah, no, it's true." I'm glad that you
Yeah.
said that, and I can see the passion, in your eyes about that, and the same from spiritual Ange. I can see the bond. You get what I'm saying? Even with, I believe we spoke one time. We spoke to, it was all three of us one time on that live when we were speaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, yo, I see the bond with y'all, and the guidance. I see the guidance there, the compassion, putting her on the right path. Because, as mentioned earlier, that there are a lot of charlatans out here that are misleading. Some tend to intimidate their
Mhm.
spiritual children as well for money. They do, like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna come after you in this way, and come at you. That Spurs gonna
Ooh,
destroy you.
And
talk about that,
or you
because
gotta,
oh my goodness.
yeah, you gotta pay to participate. That's
A word.
oh,
Now, I'm not sure where you're going with that one, but the intimidation is so valid, where you even get, like, how people, they pretend to be us. They'll create a fake page and pretend to be us. And
Yeah.
then you'll have people to be like, oh, if you don't send me this money, this is going to happen to you. And I'm like, guys, do y'all really believe this? Like, intimidation was never a part of voodoo. Like, no Uga or Mumble is going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to put a hex on you, put a curse on you. Or if you don't send me this and do this and that, like, something bad is going to. I've always just kind of like, just roll my eyes at that whole thing where people use fear to intimidate people. Like, at the end of the day, if somebody disrespects you, you're being who you are. You being well respectful. Somebody disrespect you, as a mumble, as a uga, as a spiritual practitioner, a person that's connected, you got nothing to worry about. Trust me.
21
That
jours.
one real quick. I remember I got into a comment battle with this lady. It's so funny. I laughed. I made a joke. Da, da, da. I said, lady, and it went on and on. I said, lady, I'm a mumble, okay? Because you really getting under my skin
You
after a
pushing it.
while. I said, lady, I'm on mumble one. Lady, I'm on mumble two. I don't care. Lady, I said, okay, bet. I said, bet. And bet. Let me go tell on you real quick, because I would love for you to be a great example. Next day, she's like, oh my God, can you please light a good candle for me? Me and her became mutuals, became friends. Can you please reverse whatever it was? We became friends. We were mutuals and everything.
You see how you said that? I'm glad you mentioned that, because people think that a spiritual practitioner within voodoo or anything else is always on the offense. No, it's defense. We never on the offense. My thing is that I'll do things to protect myself. If you keep pushing, as you said, I'll give complaint for you. In Creole, we say, "I'm put a blunt to you." I go to my altar and be like, "This is what's happening. I don't know what else to do." But there's that other side of me that say, "You know what? I'm gonna deal with you one way or the other. I'm tired of you. I'm tired. Leave me inside, and we're gonna figure this out one way or the
Okay.
other." You know what I'm saying?
She
People
was
don't.
going on. She was going on and on. I said, oh, no, you're doing way too much. And the whole thread, the comment is there, though. That thing happened in comment. It wasn't even private. When it happened, she was just like, oh my God, da 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 da. And then she was like, can you please? And I was like, yeah, of course. No. And then can we be friends and became mutual? It wasn't like private. It was all in the comments with thousands of likes and views. So
Oh my God.
all we did was complain. All we did was,
Crazy.
all right, pissing me off.
Justice served. So now that with Ange, you started out on one path, and you went over to Mumbo Rose clan. Didn't that kind of start some East Coast West Coast beef amongst the voodoo community?
no. Well, how that situation started off
Stop.
was
Oh,
I
It
had to
stopped.
see because me, I'm a loyal person by nature. Like if I rock
Hmm.
with you, I rock with you all the way through. And
Hmm.
can't nobody say anything to me about you because I rock with you so much. I believe in you.
Hmm.
And it took me a while and I did not want to see it, but I heard rumors and all that kind of stuff about, the previous person, like here and there, like, every now and then I would hear rumors from other people who, one, used to be part of the house, and two, that they hear about the house. The house's reputation is everything,
Hmm.
So when I would hear these rumors, I didn't want to believe it. I was just like, they're just Americans. They don't know, da, 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 until I had to see this person for who they truly were for myself. Because even Mumble Rose, she was like, "That's your spiritual mother." Like, I'm not, because
Yeah, that's a.
you just don't go in there and like
don't
shaking,
step on nobody's toes.
yeah.
You don't step on
So,
nobody's toes. You don't disrespect them.
mm-mm. So it took me
Même
years.
si on volait, I can't disrespect it. Si on volait, oh yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
me on volait. That's
You
it.
be who
So,
you are. I be who I am. It's
and for
not
those
my.
who don't
It's
know
not
what,
my business.
some of those who know what volley is thief. So you know, like, all right, man, you still so on volley, oh yeah, volley. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta represent that.
Yeah.
So reputation is very important. That's ooh.
Yes.
Mm.
And if I would have like all the warning flags, all the warning signs, all these like little side conversations that I would hear, I
Mhm.
wish I would have taken them seriously. That probably would have cut in half the level of trauma that I experienced.
Mhm.
But I had to see her for who she truly was, and it got to the point where like she literally hurt my feelings like several times in like a small amount of time. For me to kind of like look at her like, why are you acting this way?
Tá bom,
And
tá
I
louco,
felt
tá
like
louco.
that was,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like, if you're not meant to be somewhere, you're never going to be comfortable. And I just became
Exactly.
very uncomfortable up until, just I started to see things. I started to hear things. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, like, what do I do? Because I did not intend, I don't go to somebody's spiritual house. I don't initiate, go to their laco, go through the whole entire process just to turn around and leave the house, because that's not what I go to voodoo for. I'm not a spiritual house hopper. That's not what I do. That's not where my heart was. Like if I'm in because I love Vodou, I love the culture, I love my people, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna stick beside you because I believe in the laws. I believe in you know our revolution and all that kind of stuff. I believe in that stuff because that's where my heart is. But with you being on some weirdo stuff and you don't care about me, you don't care about my livelihood, that's when it was like I had to see the truth. And several occasions she showed me her true colors, and it just got to a point where I had to talk with Mumbo, and I was like, that like this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through, and I don't feel like it's right.
Yeah.
And then we had conversations, and I just expressed to her everything that I was going through and all that kind of stuff, and that's when I was like, making the decision, like I don't think I'm gonna stay here. um, and I did not ask Mama Rose like, "Oh, I want to come to your spiritual house." I had to detox and mourn the relationship of me and that woman because I fucking. Oh, sorry. I loved
That's
her.
all right. Now I
I
hear the
loved her.
frustration.
I loved her. That's why I loved her so much,
I'm
and
sorry about that.
that's how I am. I am a loyal person. If I tell you I love you, I love you. I love you all the way. I love
Mm.
you through your flaws and all that kind of stuff. And for you to not have that same type of energy for me, and and the truth comes out about you, that just it hurt me. So for a long time it took me quite a few months to really mourn that relationship up until the death of, I'm not gonna get into that, but that's when I was like, oh my God, like I snapped out of
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because I was
That's something
mourning.
else. That's something
Yeah,
else.
that's something else. Like I had to open up my eyes, like, girl, that could have been you. So
That's something else.
all through my process of just like cleansing, healing, going to therapy, because yes, I had to go to therapy because of the trauma and experiences, and then also the bad habits that I picked up and I was doing, and also the spiritual backlash and all that kind of stuff. Just like I didn't have like a healthy relationship with my spirits because that was not shown to me on how to do properly, because everything was about, you
It
pay
was
for this,
business. It was a
Yeah, it
business.
was a business. It was a
Yeah.
business. And then, just me just like having to relearn some of these stuff and get rid of these bad habits. And I was like, oh my God, y'all don't understand how dangerous this is. Like, you could literally unalive somebody and something happened to
Hey,
somebody.
you don't have to use the TikTok language here. You can really kill
Please
somebody.
don't.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
so
You can kill
against TikTok.
somebody.
uh,
I'm so against TikTok lingo because like how dare you force us to come up with silly
Yeah.
words to
Yeah.
replace
yeah.
words that exist in a
You,
dictionary. I'm sorry.
Yes.
yeah. You don't have to use that. So
Yeah.
with that being said, listening
Mhm.
to you guys, it sounds
Yeah.
like depending where at, like women within voodoo, and I'm not trying to create no gender wars,
Hmm.
but mumbles are more are targeted if they like vulnerable by like deviants out there by men and women. And when I mean
Hmm.
deviant, not only sexually, but also people that prey on you spiritually and financially.
Hmm.
Right. You
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
Is that safe to say? Because I don't want anybody to get angry at me. Look, what you trying to create, brother?
No, it's not at all like about
Hmm.
gender wars or starting something that isn't there. Like my whole thing is if something is if it's the truth, if you see proof of it, like stop trying to hide it, stop trying to sugarcoat it, stop trying to be like, oh, I don't want to offend people, because this is where how we create a dangerous society, a society that is, delusional. You're right.
Hmm.
Women are often preyed on more because women have all this vulnerability where women sometimes they're looking for all kinds of help. Like they're gonna go to the mambo, they're gonna go to the ugam for help for their children more often than men would. You know what I mean? Like most men, if they're going into voodoo, they're most likely going for either because they love the occult, they love the spiritual stuff, or they're looking for power, which is, in itself, when you think about it, it's not like, oh my God, like you're an awful person. But like,
Yeah,
when you going into it, you're looking for, power to become more powerful,
protection.
to protect yourself. There you go. You know what I mean? Then it's like, yes, it's valid. You got people who are they're in the streets. I believe everybody who's in the streets, like you better get, because the world,
Yeah.
especially our own kin, or the world is not kind to us. You better get that protection,
Hmm.
100%. But
Hmm.
women have so many reasons to turn to spirituality even without having, the being out in the streets. Of course, I'm not saying women are not, they 100% are.
Yeah.
There's that, but there's also protecting your home, your children. Often that, that's women that does that, protecting yourself,
Yeah.
and not just from men, but also other women who are often quite jealous of even your appearance. You know what I mean? And will go out and harm you. Therefore, you're seeking some sort of, spiritual protection or guidance or understanding. And, women are usually much more like, they're maternal, of course. They're like more grounded. They have a different type of understanding the way that we're wired.
Yeah.
And that's just the fact. There's, of course, not everybody. Some people, they relate more, of course, to a masculine energy. That's valid.
Hmm.
But with that being said, where we're so close to nature, we see it. We're like, oh my God, herbalism, this is me. Earth, like, oh,
Yeah.
that's me, right? And
Divine
so they're,
mother. Yeah.
oh yes, and so they're looking for that connection, and they'll go to a mumble or a uga. You'll go to a uga who may say to you, and when I say uga, I mean just a male spiritualist in general, no matter what practice,
Hmm.
okay? Because it happens in every single practice. We're talking Ifa, Santeria, Ishish, whatever it happens, okay? So that being said, they go to that male who turns around and say like, "Wow, what a beautiful woman! You must have my children in order to be strong."
Yeah,
You
that
know what I
weirdo
mean?
shit.
You happens all the time. Then you go to the woman. You go to the woman who's a jealous person who sees you, who sees your potential, and they're like, "Whoa, wait a minute! So and so looks, same thing. So and so looks, she cute, this and that. I can see that she has these connection with these spirits." Who they can turn around and be jealous, and then instead of like helping them, they will 100% downplay their power, downplay their strength. And that's different from when you're telling the person like you're not there yet, because people get that confused. They think like because you're saying you're not ready for this and that yet, because you have to go through certain rituals, that means that you're trying to keep, like, absolutely not. I'm trying to protect you from getting yourself up.
Hurt out there.
That's what I'm trying to do.
It's not only spiritual; it's physical too. It gets crazy.
And they don't realize. I'm like, listen, one thing about it is psychosis. When it comes to insanity and spirituality, thin line. You have to be careful. If I'm guiding you through, I'm your guide, let me guide you. That's different from when a person sees that and they think like, oh, let me, the person is already, if you've already made the person a mumble. Once you given that key, you have to teach them. That's the difference. People don't realize that once you're at that level and a person is being stingy, that's who you know. Until you're there, don't. Until you're there, You have nothing to say. You're a student. You're a baby. Crawl first. But once you're there, they made your mom the Ugan. They owe you to put you at the same level. That's where the real work starts. You know what I mean? So, and some people won't do that because they're simply jealous that the other woman will surpass them. So yeah, you're right.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. What sacrifices does it take a woman to become a, outside of the atrocity, the horrific stories, but what other sacrifices are made to become a mumble?
I'll go first on that one.
Mhm.
Um, I guess before you become a mumble, because there are steps that you have to take.
Mhm.
Um, and me going starting all over, because I was like, I want to do it the right way. I want to start all over the right way. The biggest thing is ego.
Mhm.
Um, you have to learn how to be a spiritual child.
Mhm.
You have to understand the culture. You have to understand the practice. You have to understand just like the basic stuff. And the basic stuff is a lot. So you can only imagine the other levels and the other steps that you have to do. But to prepare yourself to become a mumble or uga, you have to work on yourself and being a good person, being healthy, being emotionally strong, mentally strong, physically tough, emotionally tough, all that kind of stuff. All of that plays a major key role before you starting your journey. So for me, that's where I'm at right now. I'm working on myself. I am healing. I'm going to therapy. I'm, making sure I talk to people. I'm expressing myself. I am listening. I am working on, getting rid of those bad habits that I had coming in, because at the end of the day, you have something to prove to the spirits, not just to the spiritual mother or the house. It's who you are, your character as a person. That has to be molded, worked on, fixed, whatever you got to do an exorcism, whatever. You got to work on that before you put yourself in a space. And when she said spiritual psychosis, I have seen other people go through the ringer, and that could have been me.
Yeah.
So and that's why I stress so much about it. Like, I talk about it, I preach about it, because I know I was there in the middle of the cusp. Like, it could go anywhere if I don't get my stuff together.
Oof, that's deep. You mumble Rose?
Yeah, I think what Ange said is brilliant, like your ego, of course, there's a point where 100%, like I always say, once you've gone through the journey, you earn that title, you know. Don't let nobody try to downplay you, of course, because you know who you are. But it also, you always remain humble, because a lot of people, they kind of like put themselves on a I'm a I'm a good job, like.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And n'importe qui requin, ou te mettre requin, like I say, ou te mettre requin, n'importe qui poisson ka pêche, n'importe qui pêche, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
ou te mettre requin. The saying goes, ou te mettre requin, n'importe qui pêche.
Yeah,
It's that song.
yeah, basically what she's saying to English speaking viewers and listeners is that there's always somebody more tougher than you. You think
Exactly.
you could talk that talk, but somebody's gonna test your jaw.
Hmm.
It's gonna happen. It's
You
gonna
could you could
happen.
be a shark. You could be a shark, but a
Mhm.
fisherman can
Still
fish
catch.
you.
Yeah.
Can still catch you. Right. So like yeah, that's important. And again, I have to ask, I want to make sure, when you say sacrifice, because there's certain people who think like sacrifice,
Of
there are
course.
certain things, you know what I mean? They think like, oh, all right, to become a mumble, to become a uga, do we have to sacrifice a person, somebody in your
No.
family?
Yeah. It's too much Hollywood.
No.
Idiots. Yeah.
No, you don't. Um, what you really are doing is you are incorporating, the spiritual world into your world, into this tangible world, this physical world. You're coming in one with it. Of
Mhm.
course, if you wanting to truly understand, you have to be there. You have to be present for the ceremonies because you want to be. That's where you get mounted. That's why you dance, you enjoy yourself, you eat, you're feeding your spirits. It's for you. You know what I mean? But other than that, like you can do whatever it is that you do and still be a mabo or uga. Like you don't have to quit your job, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to like switch your lifestyle around. Like everything that you were doing as you are, you could still do it. Some people they think they have to be like out there, spiritual space, what you call your altars. Have to be
Yeah.
there every day, like you know what I mean? Like no, no, relax, They think like, oh, you have to be like super, like always like being a character. You have to be in your Uga mumble mode all of the time. Like, no, you go out, you enjoy yourself, you do the same thing. We obviously wear tempos. I think that's everybody that should be this way. You don't abuse, substance and stuff like that. You carry yourself respectfully.
Yeah.
But I think that's right. Isn't that something that's to be expected of all human beings anyways? Shouldn't be tough to do anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it doesn't really ask much of you. It just asks for your honor and respect. You understand your roles. You cannot ignore your roles. If there's a certain time, you've seen stuff in your life, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I can't touch nothing good lately. Then you already know it's time to go feed these spirits. And that could have been 5 years. I would tell people, like, people who are over here cooking full meals, lobster, shrimp, putting out the altar. I'm like, send that to me, baby, because you out here putting all this
Putting a show on.
Every Monday, Tuesday, I gotta feed this group, feed that group. I'm like, oh damn, let me get those, cause that food stamp's not even coming out.
Yeah, you become a slave, and I know some people do become slave. And I'm glad you said that, the thin line between psychosis and spirituality, because I know some people that used to be like, they see certain things. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, oh, I hear voices in the sink. I'm like, nah, now you're just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you hear what? Who we said?
Not welcome to dairy, not it.
Yeah, it right. Like, I'm like, oh, he's down. Yo, it's crazy.
Like, you hear voices in the sink or whatever. It's probably mice. You might want to knock.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I heard stories. I have a question I want to ask. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel with how people are depicting voodoo on social media? I know everybody's different, right? Generationally different. We have to, look at how our elders did things, and now we're the new generation coming up, right? Mm-hmm. So we know the art of communication now is different. You got social media, and you got regular communication, but with us, it's social media basically. Mm-hmm. But I have seen like these people that be always giving lessons online. How do you feel about that? People be like, yo, when you got problems, go home and do this and that. How do you feel about? How do you feel about it?
But like you said, sour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to use that name for you now, because
yeah.
Okay. Chill.
But, let him. No, say Uga. Let him. Just in that. Yeah. Talking about, you're gonna help me win the lottery.
Yep.
I need to say, but you in the hut. Talking about you're gonna help me win the lottery. Why can't you get up out that hut?
This is a deep conversation. You don't understand. We're gonna start like this. Mm-hmm. The people that are coming online and giving these recipes, do this and do that, you're gonna them. When has life ever been that simple, that easy, where you can do 1, 2, 3 and everything, and you don't have to give nothing. You don't have to have any sort of spiritual energy attached to it. You don't have to have nothing. Money's just gonna flow in your hand out of nowhere. Yep. When has life ever been that easy? If life was ever that easy, wouldn't we all be millionaires? I need you guys to ask yourself that. Who's gonna be like, I know I could do this, but I'm not going to do it? It's easy to do it because I watched the TikTok, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't feel like being a millionaire today. Ask yourself, when is it ever that easy? These people, the people that have the knowledge to even be able to give a set, we're talking about genuine people, they had to go through that journey. Like, some people, that's all their life they've been building their craft, their connection that they have, a connection that's a special connection to them. Spirits give them these knowledge, like these certain recipes, and as you guys call it, set of spells, we call them reset, because when you're talking about spell as a work, it's not just put cinnamon, put bay leaves, swirl it around in a jar. That's not what the work really is. The work takes a long time. One work can take 1 day to complete, and then after that is months. It could go into months for you to keep looking at, pour oil into the lamp, light it every day for 7 days. It's a lot. Trust me. And when don't even get me started. When you starting to do the prayers and everything, is already, that's already like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now imagine, and that's not even the ritual.
Yep.
Now imagine, you know what I mean? You're like, simple spell, 10-minute spell, and that's gonna be. It doesn't make any sense. These people that have these these receipts, these things that are given to them from their spirits. You think they're gonna turn around and then be like, here it is for free? When they had to do things for their spirits, they had to take care of their spirits in order to get that, to be able to be like, this is what I gift to you. This is, I take you under the water. I took you. I didn't take Sally, Billy, Bob, Joe. I took you. And gave you this knowledge, and then you come back out and you're like, here. That's why when people go under the water, they come back out, they say they don't talk.
Yeah, they don't.
You often hear that. They don't talk. The people, they do talk. They do talk. But I'm saying there is a period where they do not talk. And when they talk to people, it's not everybody who can approach them just any way. It's not like they're mute. I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. It's not like they're mute. It's like saying they don't reveal these secrets because that's for them. Now, you think people are going to come online and be like, oh, here's this for free? No, they want the views. They want the like. They want the engagement because, of course, they're still getting something for that, regardless whether you do it or not. If it works for you or it doesn't work, whatever consequences, whatever that's going to happen to you after that, it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to them. There are certain things that we said, there's bagay job. If you know, you know. And then there are certain things you do where there's you do what you have to do, you pay what you have to pay, and no consequences. Or people be like, oh, is that gonna come back? Is that gonna backfire? Why would I want to do something? Why would I want to do work for you if it's gonna backfire? That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Take it with a grain of salt. You've seen these things. The way that I see it, the TikTok, the YouTube, and the people that are like giving this and giving that. Just think about it. If it seems like it's too good to be true, because it is.
Look at them in the video. You gotta look at them. Oh. Look, they be like this, right? I hate this. They have a candle like this, right? And behind them is a skinny donkey, a dog, and somebody sleeping. And I'm like, look at his shorts, first and foremost. Look at what he got on. No disrespect. I'm like, look at him. Yo.
Like my spiritual father always says. He says, your man got being shimmy.
Yeah, for real. Like
the donkey back there starving. Go feed the donkey.
Yeah.
But if there's also another part of that conversation where there are certain people you'll see that are walking around, and these elders, they don't have nice houses. They're not living in luxury. You know what I mean? And then these are the people, the one that come from the mon, where my family came from.
Outside the mountain, yeah.
Okay. Ange was laughing at me about that. My family came from the mon, where we came from. These people are the most spiritually connected, and these people, when they do a work for you, they're not telling you, I'm gonna give you this for free. You know what I mean? They're not gonna charge you like $30,000. So no, they're not gonna be rich. Do you know what I mean? They're not charging. They're working for you. There's an exchange. But they're not gonna be, I'm gonna give you a mallet l'argent, a suitcase of money. Do you know what I mean? They'll work for you to give you what it is that you need. You pay them. They do the work, but it has to be spent. And what people don't understand, true Vodouism, people that are really there for doing it for real, you want to know why they're not rich? Because they're not selfish. They're not eating only by themselves. They have families to feed. If they eat their whole entire house, that they have to eat too. If you're participating in what you give, they have to eat too. When you're doing prosperity, and this is what I don't like when people talk about, when you're doing work for prosperity, for luck, that person needs an anchor. If you got nothing going on, where are you gonna pull it from? People think like, oh, people are working for you for prosperity, but they're not rich. How can they? Because they're giving you luck. If that luck is favoring you for you to be a millionaire, for you to start a business, they may not have the means to start the business. Perhaps you do. You do. You're gonna take that money. Now you're gonna have more luck. You're gonna have more luck in the business
charity
that you started. Yeah, the business that you started, you had that anchor. It's going to go up, 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 up. That's what's going to get you rich. It's not money falling out of thin air. Stop this whole thing where people say that, oh, look at a person if they're poor, if they're this and that.
Yeah.
It's not just black and white. It goes deeper than that. Yes, the person that's promising you a suitcase of money being poor,
the fraud.
Too easy. Easy. But those that tell you, oh, come in, we're going to do a bank chance for you. We're going to do a bath, a luck for bath, and let you know that whatever you have, put this in your business, put this in those are the people. That's what makes sense. That should click.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I'm gonna start flagging those pages. Yes, you see my face, I'm gonna start flagging y'all. I'm gonna write reviews on you guys. Get them up out of here, man. Got people out here spending money on Saint Michel all day. That's all people want now. Yo, come on, bro.
Yep, bonjour.
Yeah, I know, you know that, right? They're gonna come for me. They're gonna hate me.
They sure will. They don't play about paper scams, money.
Yeah, stop your scamming, bro.
Nobody's scared of the fake dollar bills. We know.
Yeah,
It'd be like in the bottom, the bills be like the $100 bills be like what is it, Hollywood, used for Hollywood.
yeah. Stop scamming people. You know, now for real, because I was told that too. My spiritual mother told me that. She's like, "Oh, they're gonna come after you." But she said, "I know you're not worried." I'm like, "Me, no, I'm not worried."
Nah.
And I'm like, if your thing was good,
you would use it for yourself. You
Exactly.
see the when they be doing the videos and then they do the Haitian people be pissing me off of those videos. And it's not just Haitian people. I've seen other ones too. When they do the cuts, they be like, oh.
do the what?
They be like, I'm gonna put this snake in here, and then they close the thing, and then they do a cut. You can see it.
Cut the video, right?
Yes.
Then they open it, and then the snake is gone. Whoa,
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah. Oh, bro.
You gotta come give this. Bring
It's
this
crazy. You seen the video of that guy who set himself on fire? I showed you. What was that about? Yo,
Which one? Which video?
guy dead.
And then I sent it to you.
Yo, he's dead. City.
Oh, okay. I saw that video. Then I saw something else. There's another video I gotta send you.
Mm-hmm.
Where somebody was spraying. He was putting like some kind of liquid, and he sprayed it on the guy's head, and his head caught on fire. But
Oh, that's old. Yeah.
But the thing I
I
said,
gotta
that's what I'm
look for that
saying.
video.
Common sense has to come into effect. Flammable liquid, open flame.
And he was supposed to be
doesn't mix.
spraying him or whatever. I don't know how he got to. I don't know. But
These are things I gotta stop.
Caught on fire.
The last question I have before we leave, right? Because you guys got to come back for part 2. I gotta have because I'm doing a special soon called the Caribbean Nights. I'm gonna have you guys come on there.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on there. We're gonna chill. It's gonna be a club on Friday night on TikTok.
Yes.
I mean, come and get an online club. I have a question. Can a mumbo become a vocal? Can a woman be a vocal? I have never seen a female vocal.
Honestly, that
Vocal.
that's actually a pretty good question.
Yeah, that's for
not-
mumble. That's not. Yeah, I
It's
can't answer
because
that.
vocal is kind of like context. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's context. You could refer to a female as a vocal, but like once you're there, like people kind of just go straight to like mumble. They'll go straight to they'll say maîtresse, but like a uga could be referred to as a vocal or a mumble. You know what I mean? It could be referred to as a vocal. It's not. It's
That gender thing. Yeah.
It's great. It's a great question. There's vocal is sort of kind of like genderless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But usually people just kind of go into like once you're in there, they call you a mumble. But it's a great question. It really is.
I gotta find one because the idea is like with this. I'm glad you guys came on. I appreciate you too. It's to shed light on Haitian Vodou, to tell people like it's not what you think. It's just something negative. Like there are aspects of it, and majority, as you said, and put context to it, the negative things that you actually hear is not really voodoo, are not really voodoo because they are different sects that got involved that they lumped into voodoo.
Yes.
No, voodoo, because voodoo is really about healing. And
The choices.
Yes.
It's the choices of people. It's not what voodoo was meant to be. It is really it is, because for us that's the word for the spiritual, the occult and stuff like that. But there are branches that people don't realize that do that kind of stuff. Or typically when you go into that kind of stuff, or you're doing people who doing that dark stuff, the evils, you go into off the bagay job. You know what I mean? Like they don't group it into that. Now they have like a different sections for it, but it's still spiritual. You're still using but like the voodoo is, you're right. The voodoo, what voodoo is supposed to be, it's not that. That's not what it truly is. That's choices of those people who chose to kind of step outside of that realm and go into that direction. Yeah.
I got that, yo. I appreciate you sisters for coming out, man. Really do, yo. Y'all both rocked, and we with you. Prayers for you. You're under the good tutelage of Mumble Rose.
Yes,
right
yes.
place,
Healing, support, all that kind of stuff. Like I'm always gonna be an advocate for that because for what I went through, baby.
I'm gonna start initiating people too, man. I'm gonna start charging people $10,000 when I'm gonna give you because my Ugan name is Ugan Sundun. So what I did is
Wait, what? Sonda?
Uga Sanda. Uga
No,
denters. Uga veneers.
Yeah, Uga Sandan.
Oh
And
my God.
how initiation works, yo. I'm gonna send you the story to get me two Lucy's a beer. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I didn't hear you. The
You're gonna
mic.
bring me 2 cigarettes, and you're gonna get me some Hennessy, a beer, and then for 3 days I'm gonna have you sleep in a homeless shelter, and I'm gonna tell you.
Yo,
Not-
you
not-
are something else.
and instead of the food, I'm gonna give you something. You see in the homeless shelter, I'm gonna bring you the food. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm gonna check on you. Like, okay, I think you're ready to come out. All right, then let's go.
Wow.
I said you're Uga. So holla at me, Uga Sundown.
Oh
If
my
you need
God.
initiation, I got you.
Hello, Uga Sanda. You do Zoom initiations?
Yeah, I do on Zoom.
Yeah,
Hell
there
yeah.
we go.
Skype.
I tell you, go in the bathtub, and I want you to visualize and pour Hennessy on your head, and then say these 3 words, and then you come back. I got
Okay.
I got you. I send you a bracelet. You see, I go buy you a $2 bracelet, send it to you. Now you're part of the movement,
You're part of the movement.
courtesy of Uga Sunda.
Okay.
All right, then, my sisters, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need to come back out. With that being said, NYP, we out, yo. Peace.
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 Uga Sunda.